everybody, my name is Michael Aldgate. We're here at the Mecca Gym. We're gonna hit a back day today. It's Sunday, it's a good day. We're gonna start off just warming up the back with some rope pullovers. Try and get some blood push in the back, not trying to move any crazy weights. Yeah, let's get started. There's a difference between training to be a bodybuilder, training to be a strongman, training to be a powerlifter, trying to put on muscle and making the muscle as activated as we can. It's not about moving as much weight as we can, it's about making the exercise as hard as we can and using the muscle and targeting the muscle as effectively as we can. So just coming into the gym and throwing around a bunch of weight, it might look good and you might feel strong, but there's probably 1,000 other ways to better target the muscle and make the exercise harder, and that's the goal that we're trying to do here. So our last set of pull downs here, we did a drop set. Purpose of the drop set is just an intensity technique. We go to failure on our last set here, drop the weight, and I always try and get double of what I got on my initial set for the start of that set. So here we got about 8 reps. We dropped half the weight and got 16 reps. Just trying to push as much blood as we can and let it all out. Leave no fuel in the tank, because this was our last pull down exercise of the workout here. Kind of a chest supported row. We have a supinated grip. At the start of our workout, we did those bent over dumbbell rows. We kind of had a neutral, more kind of prone grip. I try and hit the back from all different angles. So we started with that. We started with the pullovers, got our rows, our pull down, and now we're supinating the grip. Trying to go heavy on this exercise here, heavy enough to control the weight. But this is going to be our last kind of compound heavy exercise before we finish off with some one arms. Here we got some one arm cable rows, finish our back workout. We're gonna be shooting for about 20 reps. Trying to just push blood into the muscle, leave nothing left in the tank here. The UXO pump pills, I think they're awesome. I think it's a great way for people who, especially if you have a busy schedule and you want to get a workout in later at night and you don't want any caffeine or stim pre. Pump pills are in a small container. They're easy to get down. You can pack them with you wherever you go. You can take them in the car, take them before you get to the gym here.
All right, so that does it for back day. Mike taking us through his workout, brutalizing us for a little bit, but it was a good time, good workout.
So if you guys don't have one of these pressure cookers, they're absolutely amazing. You're looking for convenience, you're on limited time. We just crush our workout. I get home, I chop up my chicken, I throw it in there. Literally within 11 minutes, the chicken is completely cooked. Then I cook up some white rice and I'm good to go for the entire week. My meals are set. So I got my chicken. So the chicken itself is like 90-10. I don't buy like the super high quality stuff just because I'm not prepping to step on stage for bodybuilding, anything like that. So I can have a little bit of the extra fats, especially with the hybrid training I'm doing right now, where I'm running longer miles in the morning, in the afternoon we go into strength training. Yeah, I'm taking in quite a bit of calories. So as I'm cutting up the chicken, cutting some of the fat off, talk to you guys about, the company, the business, like the whole point behind this vlog, like we used to do vlogs back in the day. And I felt like maybe they were a little bit forced, maybe a little bit fake. Found a lot of people on TikTok A lot of my followers on Instagram have wanted to know more about the backstory, about how did I start with a supplement company and how did I start with creating a business. Now I've had multiple people reach out and ask me to help them with setting up a business that they want to pursue. And I love that. I love that people have that entrepreneur type spirit and want to go after something. But for us, it's not always glitz and glamour, man. Like it's been big battles. A lot of people don't understand our backstory, especially in the supplement industry with how saturated it is. There's so many different supplement companies out there that you could choose to go buy products from. The thing that really differentiates us, I feel, is our story. For us, everything ties around military. And that's why we have the names, like our pre-workout's name, Send It. Our intro workout's name is Charlie Mike. Those are all military names. UXO Supplements. UXO is a military term for unexploded ordnance. But the goal for me, when I decided that I was through with my military career and it was time for me to take off that uniform, it really messes with you. You lose like your identity. You're so used to waking up every morning and putting on that uniform and serving a purpose. Like me being a combat soldier, we were trained to go over to Afghanistan to fight bad guys. That's what we were trained to do. That's what we wanted to do. So when you leave that behind and you go pursue corporate America, it's like, what's my mission going forward? I don't want to jump into a job where I sell computers or, I'm in retail. Like that's what I did before joining the military. I didn't feel purpose doing it. So UXO was our mission post-military. And a lot of the reasoning behind choosing to do supplements was based on what I saw when I was in. Number one, the first time I ever stepped foot in a gym was in Afghanistan. We had these little makeshift gyms over there that had, dumbbells, they had benches. I mean, it was actually a pretty nice gym for being overseas in the middle of a combat zone. And, we would go out on all these different missions. My first deployment, I think we went out on 380 some missions. There are days that we actually went out on multiple missions. So when you're in a high stress environment like that, you need to find an outlet, a way to basically decompress. When you're out there getting shot at, you're getting rocketed, you're hitting IEDs, it puts a lot on your shoulders. So for us, we would go back to the fob, and regardless of how tired we were, we'd go hit up the gym. That was kind of our outlet. So with that, of course, we started ordering in supplements from like bodybuilding.com or wherever we could. Jack 3D, you had Nano Vapor, you had Craze. And our chain of command would come in and they would check some of the stuff that we'd order in and they would confiscate it because it had ingredients that were on the military ban list. And like, hey, you can't be taking this, you can't be taking this. So we'd spend our hard-earned money, sometimes $80, $100, $120 worth of supplements just to get it confiscated. So that forced me to start researching what ingredients were bad, why were they being confiscated from us, And that was kind of the beginning of UXO, because from there I just started ordering in raw ingredients, talking about like just pure creatine, pure arginine at the time, pure glutamine, and just mixing my own concoctions. Yeah, they tasted like shit. We'd add like Gatorade powder in it for flavoring, but it tasted like shit. But at least I knew my stuff wasn't gonna get confiscated. Look at that there, that is ready to go. So then, you're diagnosed with PTSD and the VA is quick to just throw medication at you, right? Which for me only seemed to make things worse. Like the medication they gave me made me feel lethargic, didn't make me feel like I was the right person. And for me, what I found was my therapy was physical fitness. It was getting in the gym every single day, releasing endorphins through strenuous activity, through running, through strength training, etc. And so that's what I found myself doing every day, hitting the gym just to mentally reset myself and feel good. And that became part of the mission behind UXO. So once we got out, we knew that we wanted to create a company that would give back to the veteran community, to keep us tied to the military community. And because of that, we formed UXO Supplements that has sports nutrition products that are safe and effective to use. We use trademarked and researched ingredients. We have everything third-party tested. So it's safe for soldiers, it's safe for drug-tested athletes, it's safe for everyday Joes. So the industry has definitely taken a shift. We're seeing a lot of these younger gym goers that are just looking for high stimulant pre-workouts. Now that's part two of our story. There can be detrimental side effects to some of these real high stim pre's that people just don't get, and they don't care. They're looking for that cracked out feeling, which we're heavily against. Now, if I went and created a formula like that, I would be going against all of our principles, but I'd probably make more money. But that's not our goal. So we take this opportunity to now educate people and help push them into a smarter solution that's gonna meet their needs. When we came back from our first deployment, one of my fellow soldiers, Sergeant Aaron Scales, he went to officer candidate school. So this is a guy that deployed multiple times. came back, went to officer candidate school, had to run a 5-mile track. Now he decided to take Craze, which was a pre-workout that had 1,3-dimethylane in it at the time, which is a banned ingredient, and he took that before doing the run. So probably not the best choice, especially before doing like a high intensity run session. But he had cardiac arrest down the track and died. I mean, this is a guy, he wasn't even 30 years old yet. So that was eye-opening to me. We want to make sure that our formulas are safe. Our formulas are more based on performance rather than stimulants, which stimulants shouldn't be the main focus you're looking for in a pre-workout. Now I forget how to do this, man. I think you hit poultry, 12 minutes. See, these pressure cookers, while they're a lifesaver, time consuming, you also have to be very careful. Like ours has a bunch of fail-safes built into it. I always want to make sure that we're doing this thing right. And I think it's good. And you want to make sure that this is on sealed as well. You don't want that on venting. Now part 3 to UXO. So after my first deployment is also when I saw the true impact of veteran suicide. We came back shortly thereafter our leave. We went right back into the field for training, knowing that we were going to be deploying within another 9 to 10 months. While we were out in the field, our battalion commander came out and they recalled all of us. They shut down all operations. We had to go back for resiliency training because while we were out in the field training, there were actually 4 soldiers within our brigade that took their own lives. Now, if you look at the numbers of veteran suicides out there, we've lost way more soldiers to suicide than we have to actual battle. Now, I feel that there's different things that play into that. Again, it goes back to PTSD, it goes back to mental health. But I also feel that military is lacking some support systems in place that could better help these soldiers. Some of these soldiers join the military to escape a bad situation at home. So when they come back from war, they don't have a good support system in place to really help them deal and cope with, whatever's going on in their mind. So it's too easy for soldiers like that to fall into drug addiction, to jump into a bottle of alcohol, and it just turns down this dark, dark path. So for UXO, it was important that we tied our business to a mission. Again, it was that purpose of after leaving the military, what can I do to give back to the veteran community? And because of the PTSD and because of the veteran suicide rate, that's why we give portions of our profits to organizations, nonprofits like Mission 22. We put on different events. Last year we did the Ruck 100 where we raised $8,000 for veteran suicide. We do rifle raffles all the time. We've probably raised nearly $10,000 between all the rifles that we've raffled off and given those proceeds to these nonprofits to help them with their mission. So for us, we don't want to be a cookie cutter supplement company, and we're not like your average supplement company. A lot of supplement companies out there, pay big name athletes. They sponsor all these big name events. They dump a bunch of money into marketing. For us, it's more about word of mouth. Like, we don't have big name athletes. I don't pay big paychecks. We dump our money into where it counts. We dump our money into research and development, to product development. We already operate on pretty slim margins compared to our competitors because of the formulas that we use. My dogs see a dog walking out back. You wanna go get him? Good job, guys. You showed them. Like I was saying, we're not your average supplement company. And the growth of our business has been fantastic, but it hasn't come without its challenges. There's been multiple times I've been ready to throw in the towel. And I have a good support system here, like my wife, who kept pushing me forward. And luckily, we've been able to weather the storm with different things we've seen, from COVID to supply chain shortages, to increasing cost of goods, to increasing cost of shipping. But we've had to sacrifice a lot. I sold my diesel truck, I sold my boat, I sold my motorcycle. We refinanced the house because of how much I believed in the mission behind this company. I even walked away from a 6-figure salary, but it took my focus away from my passion, which was UXO. And I walked away from that. That's been the scariest moment of my life. Even being in combat, nothing was as scary as walking away from a guaranteed 6-figure paycheck to running a business that could barely support a salary to cover our mortgage, to cover the basic necessities we needed to live. But with great risk comes great reward. So I was willing to make those sacrifices. But then as the business continued to grow, it's like there was too much on my plate. We didn't have enough money to bring in additional resources, so we had to sacrifice social events. I had to sacrifice time with friends and family, and that kind of hurts. I had to grab my Monster real quick. But the good news is I'm seeing that coming to a close. We have big things in the pipeline for the business. We're in another growth stage, but we're closing this chapter and opening a whole new one, which is going to accelerate growth of the company even that much more. Be on the lookout for new product releases, new flavors coming, and of course we have an aggressive growth plan in place that's gonna take UXO to the next level. Smells good. Dang, it's a week's worth of lunch right there. So the chicken itself isn't gonna be like if you smoked it or, you know, threw it on the barbecue. Like, it gets the job done, it gets the job done quick. And that's all I'm pretty much looking for. I've got a busy schedule throughout the day. So the less time I can spend in the kitchen, the more time I can be creating content. So I appreciate you guys taking a minute out of your day to watch this video. Please like and subscribe if you like more of this content. Also, if you could, let me know in the comments, like, what other things do you want to see? Whether it's more behind the scenes with the business, more of the training regimen, doesn't matter. Obviously, you're going to be seeing more of the supplements, but we appreciate you tuning in. Thank you guys. Until next week.